which we'll get to later. This is all going into order from the very first game on Thursday all the way down to the Monday night game. So, Browns at the Bengals. I predict that the Bengals will beat the Browns at home 27-13 because it's the Browns. It's Johnny Manziel. I don't expect him to win at all. We got the Jaguars at the Jets. The Jets are going to win that game 31-24. I say 31-24 because the Jaguars, when they get hot on offense, they get hot. It's kind of hard to stop them. But the problem with them is that their defense is kind of shaky. That's why they let so many points out. So I think the Jets are going to pull away a touchdown win 31-24, like I said. Packers at the Panthers. I kind of have mixed feelings about this game, mainly because of how the Packers kind of got exposed. They played the Broncos and lost, what was it, like 29-13, something like that. Aaron Rodgers threw for only 77 yards on 17 completions. What do you... I know that's the number one defense, but the Panthers aren't too far down. They're like number 4-ish. So, I said the Packers will win 24-21. Not that impressive of a game, but it puts the Panthers out on their first loss and kind of, shows them that they are able to lose because Panthers, they're easy to beat. Honestly, they shouldn't be 7-0. They have the easiest schedule in the NFL. Dolphins at the Bills. I say the Bills win that game 27-24. Both of these teams were expected to do really good, be great competitors in the AFC East against the Panthers, or the Patriots. No, they completely flopped and did the complete opposite, especially the Dolphins. So, I don't expect the Dolphins to win. It's going to be a close game. Both offenses are good. Defenses are okay. So, this is going to be a good game. Raiders at the Steelers. Raider Nation, baby. I think the Raiders are going to win 31-27 because Ben Roethlisberger still looks like he isn't 100%. He threw 3 interceptions last week. So, he still looks shaken up, honestly. He doesn't look 100%. And without him being 100%, you saw what happened to them without him. He's there, but he's not all there. So, they're not going to be able to win. So, 31-27, Raiders win that game. Rams at the Vikings. Vikings will win that game 24-7. Why? Because Nick Foles hasn't thrown for over 200 yards since week 1 against the, who was it? Seahawks. Like, what? How is that possible? I wonder how many yards he has. I think he barely has 1,000. That's terrible. And with the weapons that they have, like they have a great running back in Todd Gurley, and then they have some amazing wide receiver. I forget his name. He's number like 18 or something, 16, 17, 18, and he can run. He has great acceleration, and he can't get over 200 yards against any defense. So, Vikings will win that game. Redskins at the Patriots. Patriots will win that game. Freaking 34-17. Do I really have to go into detail on that game? I don't think so. Titans at the Saints. Saints will win that game 27-6. They don't have... I believe Marcus Mariota is not playing. I think he's still battling that knee injury, so I don't think they're going to win that game. Now, this is one of my 2 upsets this week. I have the Giants at the Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers will pull away a 27-24 win. As time expires, they kick a game-winning field goal. And how do they get into that position? Eli Manning throws the interception. It hasn't happened this season, but I bet it's going to start right now. The Buccaneers are capable of beating these kind of good teams. They've beaten the Saints and the Falcons their past 2 wins. And those are pretty solid teams right now. The Saints are finally showing up, and the Falcons were once 6-0, so hey. Falcons at the 49ers. My score here says 28-21, and I'm changing that to 28-10 because it's the 49ers. Without Colin Kaepernick, Blaine Gabbert, I don't think he's going to make a difference. I think what will make the difference is if that coach is out of here because he is not helping that team whatsoever. I hate that coach so much. Broncos at the Colts. Another freaking Denver versus Indy. Peyton Manning versus his little replacement, Andrew Luck. That's a 24-14 win because Andrew Luck isn't 100%. They finally gave him a reason to sit out of practice. They're giving him a knee injury when he's had fractured ribs. The shoulder's still bothering him. Apparently, he has an ankle injury, so now he's going to sit out. I hate Chuck Pagano. Chuck Pagano, out of all the coaches in the world, Chuck Pagano is my most hated coach ever. Eagles at the Cowboys. Now, before I get started, I picked the Eagles to win. And from now on, I'm being realistic with my Eagles picks. I'm not picking them to win every week. That's what I did when they first were like 1-3, and I started to do this, and I was really upset because they were losing to like the Redskins and the Falcons and the Cowboys. So, realistically, 27-17. And I'm saying 27-17 because the Eagles, inconsistent on offense. Hopefully they get to change that a little bit, but I don't see it changing. The only time they weren't inconsistent was against the Saints back in like week 5 or whatever. Ever since then, they haven't shown any sign of consistency on offense. Running game has showed up since that Saints game, which I'm glad about. But defense will carry that game. Matt Castle against our secondary, against our front seven. Connor Barwin is going to have a great day. I'm telling you right now, Connor Barwin is going to have a great day. 27-17. Now my second upset of the week. Monday Night Football, Bears at the Chargers. I say an overtime win for the Bears, 31-28. Why? Because you're playing the Chargers, who have lost to teams, I believe, like Cincinnati, the Browns. Oh, almost lost to the Browns, actually. They should have lost, but they didn't. They almost did. So, and the Bears have pulled away some great wins against Kansas City. Almost won week 1 against Green Bay. I'll give you that. So, Bears, they're not as bad as people put them out to be, in all honesty. And I'm being as just a witness to their games and their highlights and everything. They don't look bad. It's just the past few seasons we've seen Jay Cutler not do that well and all that stuff. And we always blame him for the interceptions. And, you know, they don't have Brandon Marshall. They still have Matt Forte and Alshon Jeffrey. But Alshon Jeffrey is kind of up and down with the injuries and everything. Whatever. They'll win no matter what. Now I'm going to go back to the Eagles game real quick. Like I said, defense will do as well as they've been doing. They lead the league in takeaways. What concerns me the most is Bradford, DeMarco Murray, receiving corps. Receiving corps, I'm going to start off with that because they can't catch a ball. They say that Sam Bradford doesn't deserve to be the starting quarterback for the Eagles because of all these drop passes. You can't put the drop passes on Bradford when 3 out of 4 times they're right on target. Jordan Matthews can't make a catch. He has like 6 drop passes this year, and one of them was that big one in week 1. Then you have Riley Cooper, Zach Ertz. I mean, he's been there every now and then making the catches, but still, the receiving corps needs to show up. Bradford needs to stay consistent as well. He can't do good the second half of the game and do sucky the first half of the game. He needs to do good on both halves of the game. And then the running game, especially DeMarco Murray, they need to finally learn. Give it to him on the shotgun. Give him a counter play. Don't run the stupid shotgun run. That only works with Sproles and Matthews because they are more agile and they are more quicker getting out of that first hole than DeMarco Murray. That's all I had to say this week, guys. So please leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more content, and I will see you all next time. Go Eagles! Let's go!